Welcome to part 4 of our series, Teamcenter Integration Across Enterprise Systems. My name is Brian Schouten. I'm Director of Technical Presales with PROSTEP Inc. And today we'll be talking about use cases and success stories with Teamcenter integration. So our overall agenda, Teamcenter Integration series, started with the digital enterprise vision and talked about integration strategy within the first of the series. The second part took a look at planning for integration and went over some fundamentals of the product OpenPDM. In the third part, we did a OpenPDM deep dive into the technology and showcased some more demos of different types of integrations. And now finally, we'll talk about some more use cases for OpenPDM and integration scenarios, and then also some success stories with different customers that we have. Something that differentiates OpenPDM from other integration platforms is that it's solely defined and really refined around the product lifecycle management itself. And it's designed not just for PLM systems, but for all the systems that support those processes, starting at MBSE and requirements, design, PLM systems themselves, change management, configuration management, MES, ERP, and service type platforms as well. So carrying that data through the process. And then also the processes, then the data models that support that. So, thinking of versioning and revisioning and other concepts that come across there are all built within OpenPDM so that it can do this type of activity efficiently. OpenPDM has been around for over 25 years and has really matured over that time. So when it came out around 25 years ago, it was an automatic PLM synchronization tool, primarily at German automotive OEMs. Shortly after that, there's a lot of market demand for ERP synchronization, which is a primary integration use case. So we added to this a synchronization that you could use between a PLM and an ERP to move between engineering, manufacturing domains, kind of move it downstream. In 2010, added the idea of partner data exchange with joint ventures, so integrating over corporate borders and providing, filtering and processes that support synchronization like that. In 2012, adding system migration, and this includes new APIs for bulk load and processes that support that. So initially it was using connectors that OpenPDM had, but then adding on different features in order to support those use cases better. 2015, we're extending more into software, model-based systems engineering, adapting OSLC and integrating with that, providing information linking and federation of data using linked data exchange, those types of concepts. And in 2020, with OpenPDM 9, we switched to a microservices architecture in order to make it more cloud-enabled and provide connectivity more, and deployability, and work on Kubernetes and other types of containers as well. And now, modern 2025 OpenPDM, we're really working as a digital thread platform, trying to bring together all the different sources of data and provide continuity across that, and also providing software as a services offerings for cloud-enabled environments as well as on-prem. OpenPDM's product suite includes these three: integrate, migrate, collaborate, and then also an OpenPDM ship to integrate shipbuilding tools. So if you're interested in that, go check out our website. You can look at more detailed information about Viva connectors and things like that. But what we're talking about today with Teamcenter is primarily focused on these three. So OpenPDM integrate, bringing together with a la carte packaging all different systems to provide really kind of a full-featured integration suite. OpenPDM migrate includes OpenPDM integrate components, but also adds staging databases, standard processes for reporting and export, transform, and import processes, and high-performance batch interfaces that might be needed for migration. And OpenPDM Collaborate uses also similar tools, but has special features for doing import prognosis, understanding delta changes, to synchronize platforms efficiently, and do filtering for IP, depending on what your needs are with your joint venture or platform partner. And modern OpenPDM supports a wide variety of different connectors. There's PLM connectors at the bottom, ALM connectors, data exchange, ERP, IoT, and sourcing, as well as different data formats such as OSLC. Everything is REST web service enabled within the platform with their microservices model. We have a great step toolkit for generating step data, as well as providing JSON, XML, and other formats. Now that we've taken a look at the history and kind of the use cases for OpenPDM, let's take a look at some customer examples and the use cases that support those. First one is I'm using Teamcenter as a PLM, or I'm using Teamcenter as a TDM for doing just design data storage, and I want to synchronize that to another repository. So maybe I have, in this case, a legacy Innovia environment, and I want to be able to create that data into my modern Teamcenter PLM so I can keep that up to date and have it synchronized between the designers working and then the engineers working downstream. So a solution that we brought to an aircraft engine supplier is using Teamcenter integrated with a legacy Innovia environment in order to synchronize data bidirectionally. So that includes the generation of JT data that might be associated on the import with Teamcenter, and then also the VPM effectivity rules and the data of configuration that's sent from Teamcenter to Innovia VPM. And also the ability in order to export that data so you have a repository such as a LOTAR that you could keep that data available long term. So bridging these things together and creating the right data between the systems to enable these business processes to be efficient and really eliminate manual data synchronization and issues of quality that come with that. So the next use case we'll take a look at is Teamcenter with an ERP integration. So depending on how you use Teamcenter, you might have a different type of release. You might use Teamcenter just for doing EBOM or design data, then maybe do more of the production planning and manufacturing detail within your ERP or downstream in other systems. Or you might do more of that within Teamcenter and do a lot of the manufacturing design and planning there, and then need to synchronize the SAP or other ERPs in order to provide that data. Typically, this is at a release or a change, so there's an automated trigger that could be utilized in order to provide the synchronization logic. And you want to have in there the bill of materials. You want to have a lot of attribution for all the parts, and then maybe have documents in geometry and JT or other design viewables you could use for purchasing or manufacturing. So a good example of that is a heavy equipment OEM where we deployed OpenPDM to do synchronization between Teamcenter and SAP. They're doing their engineering in Teamcenter, and at release they want to have data synchronized. That's going to include the product structure, part and item data and attributes, as well as JT that's within Teamcenter, and then creation of a 3D PDF technical data package that could be used also downstream for other purchasing and manufacturing processes. We got this up and running very quickly in just a couple of months. With kind of a pre-configured approach to OpenPDM to streamline the deployment process. The next use case is a little bit different in that the company already has an established Windchill environment and is using Creo for CAD design. And then they've introduced Teamcenter for virtual product planning and want to replicate the data, being the engineering BOM and the CAD data derived outputs from Windchill into Teamcenter so that they could use that in their production planning, creating both the M-BOM and the P-BOM, and then also source that data downstream from there. So we did this type of integration at a bearing and seal supplier, and using the OpenPDM Windchill connectors and Creo controllers, export the Creo and the E-BOM from Windchill, transform that into the manufacturing bill of materials, as well as providing the data types for CAD that they're needed for that, and then importing that into Teamcenter, creating the M-BOM as the initial structure to be then downstream utilized for process planning. The next use case is an integration with ALM. So that includes requirements, V&V and test data, issue tracking, as well as mechanical artifacts with Teamcenter to provide the software BOM, the engineering BOM, and manufacturing BOM synchronization there, and provide traceability and replication between the different systems. So we accomplished this use case in automotive powertrain and chassis supplier. They have Teamcenter that's used with TC for Sim, including simulation and analysis reports, utilizing JT and step data, product data, and integrated with Polarian through their native integration for project and work items there. They have then also Windchill and Creo data that they're using for E-BOM and design that could get synchronized into Teamcenter, Codebeamer ALM system, including project, item, and project data that's synchronized, Windchill RVNS, that's legacy integrity, that includes requirements data, and then JIRA data that includes issues and issue tracking, all synchronized and linked together to enable efficient data exchange between the different systems for concurrent development and to keep the users of these systems within their system and bring the data to them so they could get their job accomplished. And finally, talk about a collaboration solution. So this one at BMW is really kind of a suite of different collaboration solutions that utilize OpenPDM in order to synchronize data from their internal PDM system Prisma with design and engineering data, as well as SAP. So utilizing OpenPDM, we can synchronize that data to some of their joint ventures like BBA and partners as well in order to be able to have a bi-directional synchronization that's very high performance. So car platforms, motorcycle platforms, and then enable design work to happen on both sides. And then also enable IP filtering to get just the right data that they need into their system, and then enable the automation of that data effectively in real time or overnight, and to get just up-to-date synchronizations. And finally, the next steps are to reach out to PROSTEP. We're really here to help. We'd love to hear from you. The two best ways to do that are, number one, email infocenter@prostep.com. Send us a message with what your questions are, what your interests are, and then we can route you to the correct person to answer some of those. Or go to www.prostep.com and take a look at the products and services that we're offering. And there's other information about contacting us up there as well. And thank you again for watching our 4-part series on Teamcenter integration with OpenPDM. My name is Brian Schouten, Director of Technical Presales. Feel free to reach out to me directly as well if you want any questions answered. And thanks again for watching.